1 week of sleepless nights. When they showed me the prototype, I was floored. I was like, wow, this is exciting. You know, these are Nigerians that are doing this. So we're not dumb, but we are dumbing down our children. Yes. And that's why we're talking this morning.
I quite very agree if I may just chip in on that one here. The brain I have is what you have. The same brain we all have. How well do you make use of it? Nigerians abroad, they are the best. What they do. You see, Nigerian, they designed this Ford motor car. It's from the north. So what can do that? The enabling environment is what
we need.
Exactly.
Sean Babawibe says Professor Awosika has a grand understanding of the Nigerian educational system, but the poverty level will still not let anything work. Is it poverty or poverty mentality?
I like that word.
Well, really, poverty is real. It's not just a mentality. 40% of us live below the poverty line. Latest statistics, you know, I checked about a week or so ago. And so poverty is real. And I don't know that it's the poverty that's not letting anything work. I think things are not working, which is perpetuating poverty. And until our leadership starts working for the people, we're not going to alleviate poverty. We are touching the tip of the iceberg with some of the programs that we're putting in place, but we're not getting to the root cause, which is economic development. If we have economic development, then there will be more opportunities, more jobs.
Okay. Now, this one is from Emmanuel, and he says in China and India, education is technologically and vocationally based. The present structure of our education is not developmental because it is geared towards making students uncreative, uninnovative. Again, putting the right people to head the education ministry will go a long way in shaping the sector. What we have there now is incompetence on a whole scale. Listening to Professor Abiola, it is obvious that she knows her onions and is a credible candidate for... She's not campaigning on this program. But this is Nigeria, where meritocracy is sacrificed at the altar of federal character, quota system, and so on. That's Emmanuel, who wrote in from Lagos.
Okay, we have to wrap up now. I'll take this one, and I guess you might want to take one, and we take the final words. It says, I want to say that in terms of funding, infrastructural development, and developing curriculum that is in tandem with contemporary reality, we still have a long way to go. However, in terms of standards, I believe the greatest disservice in this area is lack of interest in studying. Education is rigorous, and most of the students are not willing to undergo the rigors. After all, Two-Face, D-Banj, P-Square, et al. Are celebrities in our society with very little education. That may not be a fair statement.
They all have degrees.
They all have degrees. That may not be a fair statement, Stanley. That's from Stanley. But I know what he's trying to say, that we have a lot of people who are doing well in Nigeria with virtually no education.
It's not just in Nigeria, it's all over the world. It's all over the world.
Yes.
But if you have a good education, it helps.
Education is good for you to be able to plan very well and appreciate what you are doing. If an issue only occurs, if you have your education, you will have a quick solution to it that somebody never have that.
Indeed.
Because in education, it's not that it's not the classroom, but you've read how it is done in India and other parts of the world, which helps you to actually fashion and actually do whatever you want to think in your mind to approach that challenge. So don't think that education is worth something that you don't have to have. You need it.
Now, Paul Momo says, can you kindly tell me which aspect of the sector of Nigerian society is working? Education is an aspect and therefore cannot be expected. Paul Momo, you're giving up. Don't give up.
Okay. Well, just before Alero wraps up now, I'll take this one from Adebukola Kende. And she says, Nigeria don't reward hard work anymore. Teachers and lecturers are discouraged. no incentive for brilliant students and no incentive for teachers. It's the Nigerian system. So I guess we have to...
should be your inner thing for
Exactly.
you to do. I mentioned that I was a truant. By the time I got to elementary 3,
And look at him today as a professor.
by the time I got to elementary 3, I've actually encouraged myself that no, I have to do it. And the first attempt that I made without going to the college, each time my mates come back home, I always hide myself in the room so that they won't see them. You have to do some interesting start of things that you have to encourage yourself internally. Not everybody going to meet you outside. You know what to go to do in your life. You want to make your life very useful for everybody. So encourage yourself internally.
Okay.
To use Nigerian word, psych yourself.
Don't.
Right, we got to go now. So I'd like your last word on this, Professor Abiola Awosika Fakwetu. Your last word on education in Nigeria. How can we begin to turn all this disrepair we're seeing so that we go back to the days of glory?
First of all, I always say that, the future and development of any economy is inextricably linked to the level of education of its people. And so we have to find creative ways to solve this humongous problem that we have. Maybe pockets of think tank groups to tackle different aspects of it, to find ways that we can maybe bring technology into it so that we can impact the lives and make it fun. Education can be fun, and you can learn and have fun at the same time. So that would be my take.
Professor Ajayi, your last word, please.
My last word, all Nigerians should wake up and maybe play their roles in terms of educating our children. It starts from your home, and most importantly, the fear of God, very close to God. And one of the things that my grandma gave me was 5 a.m. in the morning, she would wake me up to go to church. And even I didn't have to sing, she would say,